Okay, here we have another example with a fraction that we can simplify inside the radical before we take the square root. So 32 and 20 again are both even numbers, so I can divide both of these by 2. So instead of the square root of 32 over 20, I now have the square root of 16 over 10. Once again, I can take the square root of the numerator separately from the square root of the denominator. I have the square root of 16 on top and the square root of 10 on bottom. Well, the square root of 16 is plus or minus the square root of 4, plus or minus 4, divided by the of 10, because the square root of 10 is as simple as it can get. But if you'll recall, we have a huge problem here. We have a root in the denominator, and we never allow square roots to stay in the denominator. So we have to do what's called rationalizing the denominator. What that requires us to do is that requires us to create another fraction as the value of 1, but it's the square root of 10 over the square root of 10. So we'll take 4 over the square root of 10, and we'll multiply it by the square root of 10 over the square root of 10. And we multiply these like we do any fractions, straight across. Numerator times numerator, denominator, denominator. And in the numerator, I now have 4 times the square root of 10 divided by the square root of 100. Because the square root of 10 times the square root of 10 is the square root of 100. This can be simplified now. So we now have 4 times the root of 10 over 10. And again, that's plus or minus. However, this 4 over 10, we treat that separate from the square root of 10. 4/10 can be reduced to 2/5. So our final answer is plus or minus 2 times the square root of 10 over 5.